I wish good things to you who is watching this. I am Alexey, and with me today is former captain of Team Romania and one of the best players in Romania, Bogdan Curcan, also known as Game Over on Board Game Arena. Bogdan, hi, great to have you here.
Hi, Alexei. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me, and I'm really glad to be back.
Yes, so today, no storms in Romania. For those of you who remember our last stream, we kind of went a bit rough. And we're starting on time, and Board Game Arena seems to have resolved their technical issues, and we have resolved their technical issues. So we're up for an entertaining night of Carcassonne. We're streaming a round 4 match of the Carcassonne Champions League, the probably most prestigious international Carcassonne League online. And the match that we're streaming is a Group B match between UI Scudi, that's Tomasz Preuss, the former world champion of 2017, and Nico Wellemans, the reigning Belgian online champion, not the reigning, last year's Belgian online champion and the captain of Team Belgian at the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship in most instances, so also a player with an international record. And before we go into the game, which starts in a couple of minutes, I just want to show you the tournament situation. So this is round 4 of 5, and this is a Group B match. As you can see, in Group B, in first place is yours truly, so I don't get to complain about how I'm doing. However, my first place is threatened by this person over here, whom we're going to watch, the world champion. And so the deal is, if UI Scudi wins today with any score, they're going to have also 4 wins. And next week, we're playing against each other. This means that if they win today and they win against me, then they will be the first player in the group, which means that not only do they qualify for the playoffs, they will qualify for the second round of the playoffs straight away, for the round of 16. Whereas if, and then the second place would need to go through the round of 32 as well. But if they lose today, which is what I'm selfishly hoping for, so this will not be an unbiased stream at all, if they lose today, which means they're going to have 3 victories, and even if they win against me, then because of the number of games won, so you see that UI Scudi, they won all their matches, but they lost a couple of games. So just a reminder that all matches are a best of 3. So you can either win 2 against 0 against your opponent, or you can win 2 against 1. And then that way I will be ahead on the tiebreakers. So today, go Nico, go Belgium, Nico Wellemans, you can do it. Try to show your best Carcassonne, we've seen it before. So today we're rooting for Team Belgium. I mean, if you are rooting for Poland, you are allowed to watch, of course, but you will need to tolerate my biased comments. I'll have to say that. Now, the problem with that is that UI Scudi is an incredibly strong player, but I'll be hoping that the Belgian can do their best. So, Bogdan, what do you think about this game? What are the chances of both sides, and what could the Belgian champion do to defeat the former world champion and the formidable force of UI Scudi?
Okay, so considering the standings here, I see that Tomasz is the favorite this evening. Yeah, but I don't think that Nico has 0 chances, so I hope for a decisive game, at least. To have some action, but considering the experience that Tomasz has, then yeah, I consider him as a favorite, unfortunately for you. But I would really want to follow a match between you and Tomasz, with you both having 4 wins. So that would be entertaining for me, at least. So
I understand it would be entertaining for everybody else, I presume, but like it would be nerve-wracking for me because I would actually have to try. And so UI Scudi is one of those players, like I don't have a good record against them. I always play against them casual games. We've played like 7 or so, and just I always think that he knows something that I don't, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. I also followed some games. He played Marian several times in World Championship Live. Yeah, he has a really strong play, so I really like it. Yeah. I see guys in the chat, so hello everyone. And Elias is mocking you because you put the Peru flag at the beginning. So vamos Peru.
Hi Pavlo, hi Elias, hi V, hi Glavir. Yeah, the Peru flag was an oversight. It just hallucinated who the opponent was. Well, hopefully Nico doesn't mind his new Latin American identity, which we bestowed upon him. But no Peru featured today, although there is a Peruvian player in our group. His match was yesterday, and that was streamed by me, actually, but on a different channel. If you want to go to another platform and look for a streamer called Vamas Cosmos Gaming 719, you can still see the stream archive of me as a guest commentator. Right, so has the game started? I believe it has.
Yes, but a player on the table blocked me, so I cannot open the game. I think it's Tomasz.
Can you open a second account or something, or just do a?
Yeah, I don't actually, because I don't use too much. But yeah, let's watch on your. Yeah, I hope that the lag is not that. Oh, they really played fast the first moves.
If you can open the stream or something, I can also try. Well, this is an unexpected thing. So I remember one of the streams. I wanted to stream a Brazil match against a UK match in the World Team Carcassonne Online Championships, and then suddenly during the game I found out that one of the players blocked me. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And also, interestingly, I didn't know which one of the players was that, and it's like.
Yeah, it's less probable that Nico blocked me, so we barely know each other. But with Tomasz, yeah. We know each other in person. I don't think he's a fan of me and Marian, even if we are friendly. But yeah, this is another story. But not
very
for
interesting.
This,
okay, never mind the Carcassonne. I want to know the behind-the-scenes Carcassonne gossip, the beef, the content.
Yeah, I will tell you. But what's going on the table? So I see that they play now. They played really fast the first moves, but now they really take the time.
So what do we have? Roughly equal on the scoreboard. The Belgian playing with the blue meeples with 10 points on the board. UI Scuri playing with red meeples and 8 points on the board. So a slight lead here for the Belgian. I see that this monastery with 5 points looks pretty decent. This 2-point city for Belgian has some potential, but it's kind of hard to build up and is a bit vulnerable. On the other hand, red has a little bit of something going for him. A 1-point city which could later grow, and a 2-point road which could soon be finished, and this interesting 0-point farmer, which of course this farm has potential. It has a lot of green squares to build cities on. But Bogdan, I'm curious, what do you think about 0-point farmers like this? I know that you and your brother like early farmers, but do you like farmers which are this early?
Not really, but he saw the potential in the field, so it was really open on the left side, and he just dropped it. And I assume that he dropped it when he finished the road. I don't know if he split the road with Nico, or it was only his road, but yeah. I think he saw the potential. I also see the potential, to be honest. But Nico might consider now to close the field, to play some roads, to try to block this field and not to expand it more than, I don't know, 2 cities. Because otherwise, it will be, in advantage of Tomasz. So, to answer your question, I don't really play farmers, 0-point farmers in this situation. Good. So now it has, Tomasz has this simple Dorito. What? Okay. He tries to start a new city on the field.
That's interesting. And he wouldn't clean off an empty city cap.
He
just starts a city on the field with the intention of putting pressure on Nico's city, whereas the city cap remains empty. So a counterintuitive move here. Again, I say, that guy knows something that I don't.
So he wanted to start cities on his own field just to confirm that his farmer was not in vain. So this is his tactic now. All the cities he will try to start on this field, leaving 3 city caps.
And now, as he got this Dorito tile, the starting cities on his own field looks like a great idea, because not only does he get to continue this flower-shaped city safely, but he also gets to indirectly prolong his road, so that's kind of working out for him for now. But the thing is, if you try too hard starting cities on your own field, if the field grows big enough, then your opponent can just connect to the field if your opponent decides that it is worth connecting to, and so your effort can be negated. So let's see if the Polish player manages to not only grow the field, but also to protect this field from invasion, or maybe drop another farmer to secure the field majority.
Yeah. So this is the plan, I think, to start new cities on your field, and once you finish them, just drop the second farmer and secure your field. So this, I think, it's his idea currently, strategy. But
In
let's
the
see. So
meantime, we have new viewers showing up. Hi Helge, hi Josef, hi Alfonso. Just a reminder to all of you that this is round 4 of Carcassonne Champions League, and with me is Bogdan Korkan, and meeple the like button if you enjoy what you're seeing, because it's important for the algorithm and it works. Yeah, well, the Polish player really makes a point of building more stuff on his field, but at the expense of leaving an empty road, which Nico immediately picks up.
Yeah, I don't really like leaving such roads and starting cities, because this move is -2. It's a -2 move, so you intend to score 4 points, but your opponent will score 6 points easily, and I don't really like it. But yeah, let's see. It's a negative virtual with virtual negative points. Let's see. But yeah, let's see how it ends up.
Okay, now Scooty here continues his city and makes it safer. And here Nico needs to find the patient move. Not that one, not that one. I think it was better as Nico to continue this road and secure the loop and put pressure on Red's city and kind of try to be more annoying. However, this also could work out for Nico if he maybe goes over here at the bottom, like trying to start a new city and putting some pressure here. Or this move also works. But a little bit too late, right? Just a little bit too late, as the Polish player finishes a juicy 8-point city and equalizes the field. And look at this, like this field idea just looks brilliant for the Polish player, because he will soon draw a city cap and put a second farmer. And then what do you do as Nico?
Yeah, he needs to stop this idea. So he needs to play some tile there, also to bother the closing of the city. But of course, now the stakes are very high for this field, so this could be decisive for this game, the field. So I think Nico has also to fight for it now. And he actually built already one city, and this is the second one that will be split most probably. And yeah, it will be interesting to watch. This fight will be decisive.
That's a very interesting move here from the Polish player, not continuing his own city and even making his own city slightly more vulnerable, just with the idea of putting this thorn into Blue's monastery. And honestly, I just love it, because let's say I don't think this meeple is really getting back to Blue's hands very often, because let's say if Blue gets a Dorito or something, which by the way Blue already needs over here to finish his city, but let's say if Blue needs 2 Doritos, then Blue gets another one, goes over here, and then immediately this square becomes vulnerable and Red can block it. There's just no good way to build up this monastery safely anymore. Okay, so Nico at the top trying to attack Red's city. Red does not get a defense tile. Red just gets a meeple back from the road, and he now has 3 meeples and 3 points extra on the scoreboard. And Nico here needs to accomplish a lot of objectives. So a move that he could play would be to go over here, start bothering the city, and prevent Red from dropping a second farmer. Or another move, which would be really adventurous and possibly a bit premature, but definitely not off the table, would be to go over here on the right, drop a farmer which already scored 6 points, and prepare a move which connects the two fields and scores a 4-point road. The upside of that is that it's very efficient. The downside of that is that blue is kind of still down on meeples. Because of this monastery, blue will likely be down on meeples for the most of the game, so creating a big field would be a bit risky, which is why he does not go for this idea, but he goes for the blocking idea, which sort of kind of works for now, because he does prevent red from completing a city, and red instead uses the city cap as a blocking tile, which is why from Nico, I think we should really see a defensive move over here. The question is, do you use a second meeple here or not if you place this tile? What do you think, Bogdan?
I don't think so. So I would force Tomasz to place one meeple for that city, to share the city. So I wouldn't place the second meeple because as you already said, I'm already low with the meeples because of the monastery. I wouldn't invest the second meeple for one, I don't know, 16 point maybe city or something. So I wouldn't do this. But for sure, I need to defend that that city over there. I would place it without meeple. Yeah, I would place it without meeple, hoping that my opponent, draws a road, and then maybe with a simple cap, then I'm just hoping for the triple seat, and that's it. And it's quite good.
Nice. And Nico does heed your advice. So that works out well. And I presume Nico now here has a variety of choices as red puts some pressure a bit up top. Yeah, he indeed covers up his city. Nicely played here by the Belgian. Now, 3 tiles that go into this square, which translate to an 88% chance of completion. Red's now starting new monastery on the right. Nico gets an excellent tile to continue his city at the top and escape from the pressure and restrict the square a little bit, because now blue is looking for a city cap. Now if blue gets a city cap, blue can maybe block the square later on. So the Belgian is fighting, and suddenly this field, I mean, it's really good, it has a lot of potential, but at the moment the main field only has 6 points.
Agree. But as you said, potential is high, so at least 2 or 3 or even more cities will be there. So I see that around 8 or 9 cities will end up on this field. In the case that the field will not be connected with the one with the 6 points, as you mentioned, with the loop. But let's see. As I said, so I still keep my word. This will be decisive, the field. Okay, that's sneaky a bit. So Tomasz wants to take this field, and also will try to connect to the other one. So now I think Nico should focus on trying to avoid connecting with that loop. So placing some curves to the north, let's say.
And actually this could be done pretty efficiently. Imagine like you get a curve,
Yeah.
you drop a farmer, you get another curve, and you meeple this road. But of course, for now, Nico has other priorities as he finishes an 8-point city at top, gets a meeple back, and immediately tries to block red city. But this is such a huge tile for red. As soon as the square becomes vulnerable, he draws a tile that fits neatly into the square. Now again with a 5-point lead. But Nico also drawing pretty well. He gets to have a 9-point field of his own and the potential to invade. Now the fields look pretty important.
Yep, agree. And he needs to make sure now that Tomasz does not sneak into the field from the right. So he needs to defend that now.
He could do this right now, actually.
That's a very good tile with a bonus of 3 points. So it's a very good tile.
Do you take 3 points over here to gain more points, or do you take 2 points over here to just like restrict the monastery a little bit?
I would take actually 3 points because it does two things. One, it gives me more points, and secondly, that farmer will end up in 9-point farm or 12, who knows. But I would defend the field first.
Interesting is that if you place this tile over here, that this not only defends this field from the bottom, this is exactly what Nico does, not only defending the unification of 2 farms, but also preventing a further farm attack from the top.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here is the first free city tile, which is good for Nico.
Okay, now what do you think if as Nico we go over here and drop a farmer and connect through one of the remaining 3 monasteries? Do it, do it, do it. Yes, let's go. Content move. Fireworks are starting. Nico now gets a tile which gives him a city meeple back. Now we're talking.
Here you go. Here you go. So he's back in business. And I think with that monastery will be just game over, let's say for the first one at least. So it will be majority, big majority on. Oh, now of course Tomasz fights back.
Yeah, interesting move. So sacrificing 2 points for the sake of 10 points certainly makes sense because now Nico can't really take these 4 points over here because he would be letting red into the big field. Although maybe he can. Let's think about this. Actually, interesting. I think as Nico, you have a really strong move here because this is the last dagger tile. So, oh, I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't do that. I think as Nico, a better move was going over here at the top and trying to create a 50-50 chance because look at this. Now, the Polish player is playing really strong positionally because he has now a stronghold on the field. Now, he did not place this straight line over here to connect because he doesn't have to. He just drew a farmer over here to prevent blue from dropping a farmer. And like red has 3 farmers over here. Blue has only 2, and blue needs to find the spot where exactly to drop a farmer. And with this tile, blue can't really do that. There's still 2 spots for attack which blue can use in the future. One is going over here with something like a curve and then dropping a farmer like this and hoping for another curve and connecting through here. There are some downsides, like if you go over here and drop a farmer, then maybe blue can draw a Dorito tile with a road and block this square so that this farmer, potential farmer of blue, remains with only 6 points for these 2 cities. An alternative is to grab one of the 3 remaining Dorito tiles and finish a shared city and drop a farmer here, which looks kind of like the more likely farmer. But if red manages to draw a Dorito tile before blue does, I'm pretty sure red will be happy to go over here and drop another farmer and just to get a super majority of 4 versus 2 meeples, just to get a stronghold on the field because it has so many points in it. It will have 8 completed city, which means that it is entirely worth to overfarm.
Yeah, fully agree here.
And this is exactly what he does, except this is an even worse version for Nico, because with the splitter tile, there are 2 extra completed cities on the field.
One more city, in comparison with the Dorito case.
So now Nico needs to decide on his win condition. So he will lose the field in most likelihood, but he has meeples and he has the scoreboard lead. So he could either try and find places to drop meeples on the field. So let's say he could like maybe get a curve over here, drop a farmer, connect through the outside of a curve while scoring 4 points for a road, then like go over here, or maybe try blocking this square and prevent this farmer from entering. Or he could give up on the idea of farming entirely and instead just concede the 30 points or whatever, actually, yeah, more than 30 points that red is currently ahead on the board, because reminder that red also has this farm for 2 points and a threat to claim this ruin when red wins the monastery. But given that blue has 3 meeples, blue could like take a monastery over here, finish it, score a 4-point road, maybe like drop a sneaky farmer over here for 2 points, and not for 2 points, but 2 completed cities, and then try to simply outrun the Polish player without even attempting to fight for the field. So Bogdan, intuitively, like, which approach would you go for here as Nico? Would you try to fight for the field, or would you try to find the missing points elsewhere?
The second option. So I wouldn't try to fight for the field. I see that I will lose the field in most of the scenarios I can imagine. So I would try to build, as you said, a monastery, a 6-point field on top, And yeah, stuff like this, close very easy points. For example, blocking the monastery. So if one road there, monastery is blocked, and I would try to just block the opponent and to score somewhere else, because I'm still ahead, yeah, on the scoreboard. And here is the last starting tile, and this might be important. So if Nico draws, I know it's quite low chance, but if he draws all the monasteries that are in the deck, he could still end up in having, I don't know, a 9-point field. So I wouldn't connect if I were him. The fields, of course, and now look, the first monastery. He starts to draw the rare tiles already, starting tiles and monasteries.
And now
I
comes the
wouldn't.
big decision.
I wouldn't. Of course, if Tomasz draws it and there are 12 tiles, high chance to draw it. Yeah, it's a big decision. What would you do, Alexey? Would you place it for 8 points?
I think I'd place it for 8 points and then make my
Okay.
opponent decide. Yeah, so the problem is like Nico kind of made a committal idea of blocking off this field's connection, and then it is double-edged, right? So on one hand, it prevents this farmer from entering the field, so red has a majority rather than a super majority. But on the other hand, it makes sure that red now scores extra points with this 6-point field, which actually will end up being a 9-point field if he draws a curve. So red has even more field points. And what red could do now, red also needs to make a major decision. Does red go over here and simply try to hold down the field, or does red like go over here, score 3 road points or something, and then just simply try to block off all the entry points to the field and try to preserve a simple 3 versus 2 majority on the field?
I think it's quite risky to preserve the field. So if you decide that you will fight only with 3 farmers against 2, I find it risky, to be honest. So with 1 farmer, Nico will equalize the field, and with the points that he has already on the board, and with 1 monastery that he has in addition, then I see a way that Tomasz will lose it. So I think I will just connect. I give my opponent the meeple back. Okay, fine. But I'm sure that I will have the field in the end.
No, well, he goes for the greedier approach. He does take the 3 points.
Yeah, that's an
And
option.
let's see if it comes to
More
bite
risky.
him. Yeah. Nico starts a 4-point road, which is not going to really do much, especially once Kuti draws a tile which allows him to finish a city. Well, now seems that the only way for Nico to win is to tie the field. But how does he create a field connection spot? It's like really tough, and there aren't any crossroads even in the game, so all crossroads are used up. And honestly, like, what do you do? I think blue is just toast.
Exactly. There's not so much Nico can do. But look, this is the second monastery, right? And there is only 1 in the deck. If Nico would have drawn it, also the last one, and he didn't place it, the first one on that spot, I think he had good chances to win. But yeah, you never know. So now with this monastery, I don't see a good place to drop it. There is not so much that he can do.
Yeah, he just makes a discarding move, essentially.
And that's a pity, yeah.
Well, Scooty presumably going to take 1 point for the city or something like this. Or maybe put something over here just for extra insurance of the field, or here. But I just don't see how exactly one could create these connection platforms. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We could draw like a curve and then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are no straight lines remaining. That's a pity. So I was thinking to connect like this, but it just doesn't work logistically. It seems to me that the Polish player has a really good awareness of the remaining tiles, but based on the timing, Nico might be struggling here. Come on, Nico, you can figure out something here. So maybe what if we go over here and try to Okay, I have an idea. Yes, there's a winning plan. So we go over here and try to create, yes, a connection square here. No, 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 no. Not like that. We need a meeple for a farmer. And the
Yep.
idea, of course, is that if we were to draw these city caps, then we can try connect through a city cap. But of course, Scooty drew the city caps himself. Okay, let's hope that he becomes greedy. If he becomes greedy and scores 4 points, no, he doesn't. Of course, he's gonna play precisely. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
don't you just hate it when your opponents don't make mistakes? I mean, I find it quite annoying personally.
Yeah, of course I do. But yeah, that's the game. But sometimes when you don't do mistakes, then you also lose. So that's why this game is so, yeah, interesting. You can also lose without doing any mistake. But yeah, not the case now. So I don't see a way, yeah, Nico coming back in this game,
I mean, he can score a
unfortunately.
couple points.
Yeah,
He
of course,
can
but
drop a
6
farmer
points
here
here,
or
yeah.
whatever.
But not enough. Yeah. So there were 2 vanilla caps in the game, so there was a possibility to connect. Yeah, near the monastery, but that's it.
Well, in the meantime, we have some extra analysis in the chat. Hi, Manarori. Hi, 71 Knives. Hi, Vika. Hi, David. David is saying the crucial move was that at some point Nico used the starting tile to score 4 points instead of blocking the monastery. That's actually an excellent point. So this move over here, this tile could have been used over here to make sure that Scooty doesn't take these extra 9 points for this ruin. And yeah, this probably could have been an interesting addition to the game. And this actually would have allowed Blue to win without the field, perhaps, because this farmer would not be scoring extra points. Blue would be having an extra meeple because this monastery meeple would not have been blocked, and so on and so on.
I think also a decisive move was the dagger. Yeah, pointed to the left. So he closed.
Yes.
Yeah, he closed the city on the field, and he connected the third farmer of Tomasz. Yeah, that one. So I think
Yeah.
that was decisive because he put pressure on himself to equalize the field or to, I don't know, to close the field, to block the field, to not grow further. And yeah, it was not needed, to be honest, to take the easy point and then to put so much pressure on you.
It was indeed an
So
oversight because it was just like, yeah, you just don't help your opponent. I mean, I can understand if this was like if there were 3 daggers remaining, then I
exactly.
guess you want to like clean off the city cap before your opponent does it. But given that this was the last dagger, it's like such an ex machina that you get.
Exactly.
That means that this square would have been blocked, and then we would have had as blue like a 50-50 chance for this square getting blocked. So red would just be losing this meeple for nothing, and this would allow us to have a strong hold on the field. So it looked good for blue, but the Polish world champion seems like outclassing his opponents in a field fight. You gotta give him credit for that. Sacrificing the 2 quick points, being very quick on just taking a stronghold on the choke points in the field, recognizing a very interesting spatial thing that although this field looks vast, there were so few connecting points to it. It was like almost completely closed, and then all that blue could do with all his extra meeples and points on the scoreboard is just watched.
Agree. Let's see, maybe we will have the decisive in the end. I'm
I
really
hope
looking
so.
forward to comment more Carcassonne. But yeah, let's see.
Okay, come on, Nico. Now
Come on, you can do it.
Okay. So David was in fact talking about the same dagger as you, but I was thinking that the same suggestion that he did could have done with the starting tile as well. So
Yeah.
there were multiple opportunities to block the monastery, and blocking the monastery would have kept the win condition of the play with the blue meeples more flexible.
Agree. Good. Let's
Alrighty.
see if they started.
They have not.
Okay. Taking a small break. Did Nico draw the last monastery? Were you paying attention of it?
Yes, Nico drew all 3
Is it?
monasteries. So your idea would have
Okay.
totally worked.
Yeah. Because it was a 9-point field in the end, but it won't be. It won't be enough for him. It wouldn't
It's
have
like
been enough.
12 extra points.
Yeah.
Plus you don't get the monastery points. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the game is about to.
Oh, the game is about to start, yeah?
Yeah, it's about to start. Yeah. Then you can also refresh the page because I see that they joined the table.
Nice. It's interesting how in Catalan apparently the dagger tile is called the lemon.
Interesting.
So, okay, Nico's first here. At least we have that. The starting player advantage now has 2 points. Let's just stop the game right here, and then blue wins with 2 versus 0. Beautiful. However, it is the Polish master who gets the city tile first, and he, of course, will go over here. Interesting theoretical debate. I know that some players face this tile to the left, making sure that the city is free. But some players face the city to the right to make sure that the player does not get to benefit, the player with the blue meeples does not get to benefit from this extra road point. So this is what the Polish player does. Which way do you turn it, Bogdan?
To be honest, I don't see an advantage if you turn it to the right, so I would turn it to the left also. But yeah, this is a situation where blue just neutralizes the red move.
Yeah.
But there are low chances that blue could do it. So
yeah, I would also pretty much do the same. Interestingly, so red has a choice. Red chose to start a new city at the bottom, whereas an alternative would have been to go over here and put pressure on this city, trying to eat up these points. Red chooses to be a bit more peaceful and just build his thing on his own side.
yep. What do you do with this one?
I like
Maybe
Nico's move.
like that.
Yeah.
I also like it.
Because not
You
only
don't
it's
leave
starting a new city, it's sort of like it's indirectly annoying this red meeple. There's some scenario how, well, not after this, but there were some scenarios how red actually could get this meeple blocked like next to this square, but this is not happening at the moment. Red drew a fantastic tile, however, so did Nico. You could go over here, or you could go over here and take 3 points. I personally prefer the 3 points. You could also go over here and start a new city. Variety of options here, so Nico will be thinking a little bit. What do you do, Bogdan, here with this Dorito tile as blue?
I wouldn't take 3 points because I leave the chance for red to attack the city. I would maybe continue my city on the right, if you ask me. I don't know if it's the best situation to do this, but I wouldn't score. So I would leave the 3 points with the simple curve or another tile, but not this one with the city. Yeah, let's see.
The more I think about this, I actually like this 3-point move, because it's actually nice to have a city piece next to your monastery, and also now Skuri, I guess, has a 3-pointer which he can use. Although, will he use it? It's a great question. Like, maybe he doesn't want to create a platform for blue to attack this city. So he might go for something else, like a blocking move over here, a blocking move over here. Yeah, he goes for blocking instead. So this sort of works out for blue because blue still has the chance to score his road if he wants, and he also gets his city completed and a meeple back with the tile that he needs.
Yeah, but in the end, the city on top is not that important. So it's not crucial. If red would attack it or blue would attack it, it would be, I don't know, 10, 12 points. And with some tiles spent for that, so I don't see it as crucial. So in the end, somebody should take those 3 points. Near the monastery. But I don't think that you should do it with this style, with the shielded. Yeah, exactly. So use the shield for
Yeah.
the city. Don't. Yeah.
This move is far, far more menacing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Helgi's saying now blue needs curves
Mm-hmm.
in 4 places. That's actually a great point. Here,
Mm-hmm.
here, here, and here. I mean, there are only so many curves in the deck, really.
Yeah, but also crossroads. So yeah, he's right. But if blue draws just a crossroad, then yeah, things are much better.
Oh, Crossroad is amazing because you get to finish your road and
Mm-hmm.
start yet another loop.
Another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, these road points
Exactly.
really quickly add up.
Mm-hmm. And they are usually overseen by players, right? So, but sometimes the road points make the difference, but they are overseen most of the times. Yeah, he just
Ooh,
scored some points.
wow.
Oh,
Now that is a move. I rather like it. I didn't see it, to be honest, but blue starts yet another road, knowing that there are still 3 tiles that fit into this square, so blue will be taking advantage from the city cap. Blue was also trying to attack red city, which didn't work, but still was worth a try. And blue still has options to get even more curves and like build the road like this. So nice. This is some creativity for aggressive scoring. But what does blue do now? It's a great tile, except it's kind of hard to play. Yeah, I like this move, but it is a little bit risky as red draws a tile that not only gives him a meeple back but also makes this square vulnerable, and that kind of now forces Nico to go to a 50-50 because you can't afford red drawing one of the many big tiles and blocking 2
yeah,
meeples, so instead, sort of blue blocks an expected value of half a meeple. But then also, if he manages to pull in this monastery tile, it will just give him so many points.
yeah. But I think Nico was just all in this game, so yeah, he wants to score too many roads at the same time on the board. Yeah, let's see if he gets lucky, but he is too vulnerable in too many places.
Yes, indeed. So now Nico was forced to use a shielded tile on a shared city just for the sake of a defense. Well, now that's a city cap tile. That's wonderful. But how do we use that? Do we go here to connect to Red City? Or do we go here to kind of cover up our own city and then prepare to finish it? Or do we just go here and drop a farmer, maybe? What are your ideas here, Bogdan?
I think I would attack the city on top. This is the first option. Second, I would put it near my monastery to try to close the city over there, the 10-point city. Yeah, other options I really don't see. So, but I'm very short on meeple, so I don't afford to do too many attacks now for red. So I just need to concentrate to close my features. And this is bad because red can start big features and I cannot fight because I don't have the meeples. I need to close all my roads now. That's yeah, a hard situation for blue, I would say.
Well, I do like the prioritization for blue because this city looks a little bit painful. Also, this move is
Mm-hmm.
a dual purpose move because this city of red becomes more vulnerable. So, for example, I think a strong move here from blue would be not to continue this road, but just be a bit more patient, but go over here and put some pressure on this city.
Mm-hmm. I would also do this because the starting tiles are still in the deck, so I wouldn't continue my road now. It's not
Yeah.
the first priority.
Actually, this meeple here is surprisingly safe. There's still 4 regular T-shaped crossroads, so if you
Mm-hmm.
just go over here, then that's it. You have your setup for like a boatload of points if you get the dagger tile, which you probably will, that fit into this square.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agree.
And
But you
also,
see
like,
now,
yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm. No, no, no. Please continue. You're first.
yeah. But Nico goes for the other prioritization. He wants to make this road a little bit safer. Can't blame him, but as a result, Scooty here is able to take advantage of a shielded tile much more effectively, whereas had we used this tile over here, we would have prevented him from doing that. Okay, another pivotal decision. Do we take the 3 points over here and make this square of our city slightly vulnerable, or do we go over here to pre-complete the loop? If you're Nico, I don't think you ever go over here. Okay, so he pre-completes the loop.
I would have taken the 3 points because that dagger is still in the deck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like eventually we will need to take the 3 points anyway, right? So like we need to finish the monastery, or at least try to finish the monastery somehow. As Nico though, do you use your last meeple on going over here and trying to both put some pressure on this meeple up top and trying to maybe take away this city to try and get back into this game?
It's too risky, to be honest, to invest the last meeple for this scenario, from my perspective, yeah.
Well, he invests his last meeple for something else anyway. Ooh, that's a bit unfortunate. And this, by the way, my plan would have totally worked. He draws the tile. Well, but what do you do now? You want to pre-finish your road, but you don't want to make your city vulnerable. So maybe this placement was a little bit off here by Nico. And do you go over here, trying to harass your, like trying to disrupt your opponent's city, but then you're adding so many points, you're putting in a shielded tile into the city. And we saw the Belgian Online Championship been decided by exactly that kind of move. Sorry for the spoiler for those of you who didn't watch. Or maybe as Nico, you want to just forget about this city. You want to go over here and create a ruin, and maybe then hope to draw a monastery and get the points that way. Or you could draw like a splitter tile and a city cap and a city cap and finish the city anyway. Or you could place this tile over here, trying to finish only the monastery but not the city. And then maybe if you place this tile over here, you could draw like a big tile over here, meeple, and then another tile over here, and a triangle over here, and eat up this whole construction with a 2 versus 1 meeple majority. I know I'm daydreaming here a little bit, but it's a tough tile to play, so help me out a little bit here, Bogdan.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't see too many good moves. So he decides that that would be a ruin. And unfortunately, that's bad for him because he's, yeah, from the beginning short on meeples, and now he, okay, Scooty just neutralizes it. And I see that Blue is struggling this game. So he wanted to be creative. He wanted to, yeah, to play for content, but I think he played too risky so far.
And like it does seem that there was a way to like place the tiles a little bit further away from each other so that the features that Blue is building don't clash. And look at this, Red now just gets to make a point scoring move that gives him 3 points for a road, but at the same time is a blocking move against this square. So this would be actually a real disaster for Blue. Well, actually, Blue, if he wants, he could go over here to save the square and then try to attack the city, but then this would leave him with his last meeple only. Or Blue could go over here. Actually, we should to pre-finish this road and then hope to draw this dagger. Blue could also go over, he goes over here, but he does not meeple anything. I disagree with this. I think as Blue, you actually need to go for it and start another loop.
Exactly. And pointing the cap to the right. Yeah.
I think so if you have these ideas, you just have to follow through. Okay, great tile for Nico, but prioritization. Do you go here first and hope for the 50-50 monastery? Or do you go here first, hoping to get this meeple back later somehow?
First option, I would say, so hoping for the monastery with road. Yeah. We still have daggers, this kind of dagger in the deck, I think both of them.
Yep.
So I would prioritize the monastery first, if you ask me. Yeah, that's why. So he's in a bad situation now. He needs to choose. Ah, okay. He chose the city. Not bad, but not great.
Ooh, that's interesting. So Scooty here, well, dropping a farmer definitely is quite a strong move over here. However, this allows red to draw an indirect defense. If blue draws any road tile, blue can go over here and make sure that red can't put anything in this square, so this square is protected. Now blue connects to the city, and he drops a farmer, which I rather like, trying to equalize this closed 12-point field. So what is Scooty gonna do? I know what he could do. He could go over here, maybe bother this road. On the other hand, there's still tiles remaining that fit into the square, so maybe this is not worth the block. Scooty could start a new city over here. Scooty could go over here and continue his city. A variety of options. He could go over here and bother this road a little bit. Like a good tile, but you don't quite see that killer move here as red, or do you, Bogdan?
It's only I see that he could block the road because it's only one triple city with road in the deck left. So I would just bother that road. So to win, blue needs some impulse back from the roads and so on to fight the field or to take maybe new features as monasteries. Oh, okay, interesting. So he decides that he might eventually close that city.
Yes.
Okay, that would
And
be
it's possible. But I think
Mm-hmm.
as Nico here, you have to go over here. You have to protect your monastery square.
Yes,
And
yes,
like,
definitely.
you might even want to drop a farmer there, honestly. With the idea of connecting through a dagger, as weird as it may seem. And then you want to block this square. Or like you want to just stay put and use a farmer as an insurance from reds completing this city, because this would guarantee you getting into the field. Maybe it's a bit too early for farmer, but like you really need to make some bold decisions if you're the player with the blue meeples.
Yeah, I agree. For sure, you need to defend that square from the monastery. But I don't think that this is the tile. Maybe he could try to connect the farmer on top, so placing the road in the middle, on top, just to connect. So I understood your idea. The third one. I understood your idea. It's quite risky. Of course, daggers are plenty in the deck, and you put your opponent to decide to connect to you in the field and close the city or not. It's a hard decision.
Look at this. You know why I kind of like this move? If you drop a farmer over here,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, do it. Okay, that's fine. Without the farmer is also fine. But if you do drop a farmer over there, then if you get a dagger as blue to get your monastery meeple back, and if red chooses not to finish his city and over here and leave the square blocked, then you have the backdoor option of
Mm-hmm.
getting two curves and connecting all the way through the outside like this.
Yeah, right. But as I know Thomas, he will just defend this because it's easily defendable with a curve from the bottom. But yeah, you're right. It's a creative way to get into the field. Good. So with this straight line, what do you do? I would anyway try to connect my farmer at
Yeah, like,
some
I mean, we
point,
will need
maybe.
to do it at some point. We might as well do it
Yes,
now.
yes, yeah. What do I, yeah. With what style then I connect, if not with this with straight line here?
Well, I
This
think
is one option. The second one,
maybe.
hmm
Yeah?
yeah, the second one is to pre-build the road on the bottom, but it will become too juicy, and maybe Tomasz will just join that from the right. Okay.
Okay, so red tries to block blue's road over here. Blue could defend the road, we actually quite
Mm-hmm.
like. Or blue could even be radical, go over here, drop a farmer, and try to connect through a crossroads. I think a simple defense is much better, because if he draws, yeah, I like this. I like this move
Mm-hmm.
quite a lot. You might even meeple that road, but maybe that's a bit too ambitious.
Yeah,
He's thinking about it.
I wouldn't do it, to be honest.
I wouldn't
He-
either. Like, we think we need this stuff elsewhere. He chooses against this. Well, one of the two remaining dagger that blues need over here has been drawn by Scooty. So what does he do? He might just as well take the 4 points for the city. He attacks the ruin, which is really strong. And actually it has a potential to get completed as well. So as Nico, you need to make a choice again. Do you go over here and try to block the square somehow? Or do you go over here and try to re-attack? The more I think about this, I start actually really to like the idea of blocking. Given that if you place this tile over here, there's only one tile remaining that fits into this square. I think it's a missed opportunity by the player with the blue meeples. Or maybe if the player if we are the player with the blue meeples, if we draw that one remaining tile that would fit into that square, we can go over here, block this meeple completely, and then use a different tile to gain a majority in this ruin.
Yeah. I also think that the ruin becomes, maybe the most important feature for the remaining game. Now, look, what a good tile for Nico, the last dagger.
Yeah, I think it has to go here, right?
Yeah.
It's just the upside of getting your meeple back from the monastery is too high.
Yeah. And his winning condition actually also includes the monastery with road, I believe. So he needs those points. He needs that meeple back. So
actually,
I think
like if he can get the ruin and the monastery with the road, like who cares about the field? The field is 12 points.
Exactly. And there is not so much to do with it, so it will not develop anyway further. Or I don't see it. Yeah, so it's quite close. Why is he thinking? What are the options?
He might think on giving up on this and just taking 4 points. He might also be thinking of going over here and permanently blocking the city, but I believe there will be better tiles for doing something like that.
Exactly.
Just do the noble thing. Yes, he does. Or red connects to the field. That's a great tile for Nico. Okay, careful. Think. I think we go over here and block, although do we need to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a dagger still remaining. So honestly, I would just go block this city.
Yeah, I would also do it because otherwise it's too risky.
And then this would also keep this field small at 12 points because there would be no green squares for development of that field, so that would be pretty handy. And also, since we haven't connected this farmer yet, so technically it's like we still get to preserve these 3 points, or red would need to spend a move on kind of eating up this meeple and bringing it into the field, making sure that it has a 2 versus 1 majority. So I think I really like the block here and just leaving the city cap empty and seeing what happens later.
Yeah, I agree. I would do it also. So let's see, what's the winning condition for Nico? How can he win? Because he's quite in a disadvantage, I would say.
Well, honestly, isn't the monastery just enough?
Might be, because he will have another meeple in hand. But look, Scooty just throws crossroads after crossroads. So this is the second one, and I think it's only one left in the deck.
Yeah.
To close that city. That's a road, sorry. So yeah, that's a pity.
Ooh, and that's monastery tile. That's kind of hard one to play. Really, just no use whatsoever.
Really bad, yeah.
Oh, I see one. Maybe we'll go over here. Yeah, I like this move. It's actually quite strong because it creates a block and a connection at the same time. We might need to have to separate this meeple from the rest. Yes, he finds it. Or if our meeple is eating up, there's a potential reconnect. But unfortunately, Scooty draws the last crossroads and even scores a 3-point road. This is really painful. However, this is a great tile for us. We get to go over here and connect the ruin without creating a reconnection platform. And then it's possible that we will draw something to block this square.
Yeah.
So a majority
there
on the
is
ruin...
only one triple city. Yeah, a majority on the ruin might be decisive. There is only a 3. Look, come on. Tomasz. He draws everything. So yeah, there is only one tile, triple C2 with field. If blue draws it, then it's a permanent block for the ruin, and also interesting. He chose to
Very interesting.
to give a meeple back, to give a meeple back for the points. Okay.
I think Nico can do something about this. Maybe just Nico can go over here for starters and just take the 4 points and then think what to do later. And then there's still things that Nico can do. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I see a Dorito. I see like a Dorito tile with a road, right? So we could go over here with some sort of straight line, drop a farmer on this side, then drop a farmer on the other side, and with one tile, bringing a farmer into this field and a farmer into this field. Like, that could be a long-term plan, if the tiles come out right.
Yeah, might work. I think I will just take the 4 points, and I will figure out how to come back on the scoreboard.
He chooses to block. I'm not sure how much I like that, because we just need to take every point we can get, especially against an opponent who has only one meeple. And the problem with a move like this is it also makes your road vulnerable. It's makes sure that you can't use this field's connection. And there's still a 50-50 chance of like us... Actually, now that I think about this, the upside of this move, it's make sure that if red does draw the one remaining tile that fits into the square, which is the triple city, then red is forced to place it in an unfavorable orientation. Red forced to place it in such a way that reopens the possibility of an attack. And so in his last move, blue might go over here and regain the ruin.
But it wouldn't be enough. So the ruin wouldn't be enough against 12 plus 6, 18 points. I wouldn't see it. Or is it? Is it enough? I don't think so. So if blue overtakes it in the last moves, I don't see that being enough. Okay, starting tile.
Could just continue a road, for example. Or no, just take the points maybe.
No, yeah, points.
And then try to like drop a farmer somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's a curve. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I think there's a curve remaining, which means that we can go over here and connect through a curve like this, like on the left.
Yeah.
So there's still options, but he chooses to just continue his road. Not sure how much I like that. Okay, Scooty does expand his field at the bottom. Well, I guess as Nico, we might as well go over here and try to attack this field. If there are road tiles remaining, which I think they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. 2 straight lines. Like, it's, I think, a clear move to go over here, drop a farmer. Like, we need these 9 points.
Yep. Definitely. But yeah, you see, blue struggled too much with the roads. Oh, why?
Yeah, I don't think that's a very strong move here by blue. I think as blue, we need to rely on the 50-50 and just leave the square alone. He sort of kind of tries to block this square, but now Scooty can defend. And if the Polish player wants to have fun, he can even place another meeple over here, trying to just inflict emotional damage.
Yeah, it would be too much, I think. I don't think he will play it like this because he doesn't need that ruin to win. So yeah, sharing it is enough, is more than enough. But let's see. Yeah. He wants to play for the content. But again, Nico is quite low on time. 40 seconds, 47.
Yeah, and I think this might be a problem for the Belgian player. Of course, he's known to take a lot of time, but he thrives in these formats which are fixed time formats. Like, for example, when we had 22.5 minutes for the game, or even just 15 minutes for the game. But here, in these increment formats, we have a cap of 3-something minutes for the entire game, and then you only get 45 seconds extra per move. He does not really get a chance to think well. Okay, options. We have options. We could go over here and continue the block, actually. And might even drop a farmer. Yeah. Okay, this could work. We go here, we make a 100% block, and then if there's city caps remaining, we get to develop a small field, or if there are road tiles remaining at the last time, we get to sneak in to the big field.
Definitely.
With 12 points.
Yeah, definitely. That's the play. Definitely. And you also, force your opponent to block that field entrance.
No, Nico, no. Don't give your opponent a meeple back. You could have played the same move, but without giving your opponent the point. I think he doesn't know the tiles. He's short on. He's in time trouble.
Yeah.
Because if only we placed this one square lower, there would have been 0 tiles that left to fit into the square. Because look at this, 5 Doritos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them are on the board. So.
And also Splitter was in his hand for taking the meeple back, so it was 1 point meeple. And never you give back your opponent a meeple. At least not on the last part of the game. It could worth 6 points or more. I think it will be a 2-0, unfortunately. So yeah, but fortunately for us, that will spectate your game against Tomasz. So yeah.
Yes. How fortunate. So basically, I win 8 games in a row, and kind of all for nothing because I still need to.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly for nothing. Like, at least I guaranteed myself a spot into the playoffs, so that's sort of nice. But still, need to work for that first place. So.
Yeah.
Can't rely on Belgians.
Don't generalize.
I know.
No, I'm kidding. No, we are kidding. No. So.
I think it's a metaphor for life. Like you can't rely on somebody else to do things for you that you want. I will have to try and do it myself. So.
Yep. Yep. True. So there's not so much Nico can do now. He could just reduce the damage, fighting for some field, maybe for the last tiles. But yeah. Also, I think. Yeah, Scooty just drew better tiles at some point with the crossroads, with the monastery of roads. There were some, 3 or 4 tiles in a row that were, just better for blue. And
the crossroad is the painful one, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, of course, had blue listened to our suggestion, blue would have had scored 7 points over here, and red wouldn't have had a meeple, so red would have had 6 fewer points because red would not have had this, and so on and so on. Just so many. It's just like this move over here makes such a big difference. I think that was where the game slipped away from the Belgian. Well, let's see how he manages to deal with this. Actually, an option is to go over here. And then instead trying to equalize this small field if this is still possible with the tiles. I do believe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 straight road still remaining in the deck.
Exactly. Yeah. And Elias says in chat that he loves giving his opponent a meeple if they don't have time to use it. Of course, it's fun to give your opponent meeples, and they cannot use it. But yeah, in this case, as also he said, Tomasz has enough time to score points. Good. What's the best move now?
Quick points.
Quick points. Yeah.
The Polish player did score a lot of road points with these crossroads. Yeah. So the thing with drawing crossroad is that not only they prevented the blue from getting a meeple back, but also they enabled red, who also didn't have a lot of meeples to play with, just to kind of gain these 2 points here and there, 3 points here and there, and just chip away with the lead on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Well, somebody's being precise, trying to prevent blue from scoring a field point.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary, I think. But yeah, he just wanted to play safe, let's say.
By the way, our suggestion would have worked with this move over here and this over here. This would have been extra 5 points for the player with the blue meeples, which I don't think would have mattered, but a little bit of something.
not so much to do with this road. So he struggled with the roads all the game, and now that he has a road tile, there's nothing to do. There are still curves in. Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, as Nico, I guess the thing that you can do is just take 3-point field or something like this.
Yep. Okay. That was a short game.
Yeah, well, in terms of time, I mean, it's been an hour, so that's something,
Ah,
like
okay.
half an hour
Yeah,
per
that's
game.
something. Yeah. Yeah, Nico takes his time, so
And I
it's
think
not
this
that
is
bad.
what cost him actually just kind of not being fully aware of the tiles in the end of this time pressure racking up. So there were some moments where he had some easier decisions and he ended up making the best move. It just took him so much time that there was not time to think in more complicated positions. And this game was like really complex because there are these mutual blocking opportunities and so many different roads and places where kind of Nico needs to really think hard about prioritization. Do you take quick points? Do you continue this feature, this feature, this feature? Like different flexible win conditions. Do I fight for the field? Do I fight for the ruin? And so on. And it seems that kind of he was coming back into this game, but eventually the Polish player just showed his mastery in more complex position, and I think took the deserved 2-0 win.
Yeah, agree. And there were only 14 points, so that monastery with road did the difference, right? Because
Yes,
if
huge swing.
yeah, exactly. That style. And Crafty says in chat, oh, it's just Nico didn't lose on time, so that's already an achievement.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he was close.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I think we were so excited that I might have even forgotten to update the score. Yes, so the score is 2-0, not 1-0. So, um, the Polish player makes a clean sweep over here. Congratulations to Tomasz. I mean, a strong performance. Like, you gotta give him that. It's and some also quite unorthodox decisions with the 0-point farmer in the first game. We just ended up working like a charm for him.
Yeah, exactly. But that field was open, like all the left part was really open. So yeah. But I saw games. So when you really early farm, then the opponent might focusing on blocking that field with all his power and tiles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nico
Alrighty.
is in chat here. Yeah.
So what does this do for our tournament
Nico.
situation?
Um,
Oh yeah, hi Nico. My commiserations to you and to me, because
he's sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. You did your best. I mean, it was quite hard to play against. I mean, these positions. Yeah, I mean, I have to think he just played so well. The Polish player. It's also very creatively, so many unpredictable moves. So, well, the Belgian player did not manage to get their first win and overtake the Peruvian and the British, so they'll be finishing in 6th place, I think. Oh, not necessarily, because there'll still be one more round, so I think there will be still a chance to get a win and maybe overtake somebody from here. Then, so far, at least for now, yours truly is still in first with 4 wins in 4 matches and the better tiebreakers. Second is the Polish player whom we just witnessed, who now has 4 wins, match wins, 8 games, and 2 losses in games. Of course, this won't matter because the fate will be decided in our next match some point next week between myself and UI Scudi over here. So whoever wins between us takes the primary playoff spot and goes directly to the round of 16, whereas there'll be some battle for the 3rd place. K-Beef and Fanatical Lime and Misienta, I think, are all eligible, but it's probably KB who's the more likely, and everything is in their hands. If they manage to win their duel against, who are they playing with? Oh yeah, so KB's playing against Fanatical Lime. Then if they win, they qualify. Whereas actually I think if Fanatical Limes win, they could qualify, or if Emisienta wins and Fanatical Lime wins, then Emisienta could qualify, but it kind of depends a lot on the tiebreaker, right? So who loses 2-0, who loses 2-1. But if I understood correctly, the fight for the third spot is live. All these three players could qualify, whereas the first two players have guaranteed themselves the spot in the playoff at least somehow, and will be fighting for the top spot, which gives you the right to play directly in the round of 16. This will occur sometime next week. But earlier than that, I'm actually streaming again tomorrow at around 1400 UTC. This will be, and just open the matches real quick. This will be a double stream where the 5 pound around matches. So 29th of October, because we have two back-to-back matches aligned here beautifully. First one will be Trumpovsky against Sunny369, which will decide some standings in Group F. And then the most interesting match in Group G, Claudio Jorquera. I haven't featured Chilean players yet, against the Taiwanese player with the screen name Hydro Baby, who on stream recently had delivered an upset against the Chinese master with the screen name Metal Cat. Many of you have witnessed that. So they will just decide between them directly who gets to go into the playoff and who doesn't for Group G. So just make sure to tune in for either of these duels tomorrow. Oh, okay. Elias is saying, if I lose against Kuti and there's some combination of results, Alexey might play Norberts in the round of 24. Norberts is my teammate from Latvia. I'd rather not do that, yeah. So I have extra motivation to try and win against the Polish player. At least we did our due diligence today. We got to spy on their style. I try to do everything I can to get ready. And hopefully this time I get to draw the road monasteries.
I would watch it, but now now that Putin has blocked me, so I don't know how I will do it. But I will try to watch it.
I mean, hopefully there's a stream or something. So
yeah, that would be a really good game to stream.
Alrighty, well, it is after midnight in Romania, where you are, Bogdan, and we've been here for a while. Thank you, everybody, for joining and watching. Just a reminder to drop a quick like and subscribe. Just click all the good buttons for the algorithm. We get growth, and increasingly new people are finding out about this beautiful championship and about competitive Carcassonne in general. So please keep clicking the button. It's actually does helps. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bogdan, for joining us.
Thank you for joining you, Alexey. It was a pleasure, as always.
Oh, yes.
Thanks.
And thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and I'm going to see you soon. And